It's 5:23. That'll help me not take forever and lay in bed all day. There's so much beauty out here on the PCT. It's a huge rabbit. Ah. Look at this guy. Wow, look at this view behind me. What a beautiful place. Slept well last night, cowboy camped, and yeah, had good dinner. I feel good today. Day of rest and a lot of good food. That's what I needed. It's a big hawk in the middle of the screen. See him? Looking right at me. Wow. This camera is so amazing. Look how close I am to this guy. Do a lot of these electrolyte chews out here, because it's hard to keep electrolytes in you. This is third gate, and there's a water cache right up here. This little trail register here. 19th, I don't know what happened here. It goes from the 20th to the 27th. Today's what, the 28th? 27th, huh. So, wow. Like 5 people have signed in today already, and it is 8:30 a.m. Here's the water cache. You dump all your empties there, and there are pallets of water, and I'm hoping there's water here. Otherwise, oh yeah, look at all that water. Lots of good water. Wow, so there's still, it's like 3 full pallets, and each one of these is a gallon, and that's too much math for my brain right now, but hundreds of gallons of water here. Really nice spot for a break, because I don't need my hood. I'm gonna eat this meal I got from the hiker box. I've been soaking it all morning, and I eat it with some peanut butter. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks delicious. Oh my god, that is so good. I wish I'd grabbed all of them, but you know, that's part of hiking. Like, don't take everything for yourself. Don't take all this water. Don't take all the hiker box food. You know, take a little bit, put some stuff in there, and that way everybody gets to experience it. Yeah, don't hoard. Well, that's a good lesson for life too. Don't hoard resources. Take what you need and share. Updating my journal, and I realized that yesterday was day 100 on the trail for me, and that is wild. And for a big trip like this, attitude is so important. I mean, for life, attitude is important. You know, I could look at it as, wow, I've still got 6 months plus to hike and like 5,500 miles. Or the way I talk to myself in my head is like, I can't believe I've already finished the entire trail. I can't believe I'm out on the PCT. Like, I'm so excited to get to see everything out here. Like, I'm really excited to get back out to the CDT, see all the beautiful things there. And it's like, I can't wait. And like, I can't believe I've already done this, how fast it's going. And that makes all the difference. How you talk to yourself about this kind of stuff. Because yeah, if I were looking like, man, I still got 6 months, I would be done in a couple weeks. I wouldn't be able to stay out here. So at Mom's Pies yesterday, I was gifted 20 bucks by this older couple that was super excited for hikers. And I don't, you know, I've got good resources for this trip. So we'll just put that in here. And look at this, all this money, and people haven't taken it. So that's pretty amazing. You know, this is what the trail is about. Helping each other out, not taking everything for yourself. And that's how you can build a better world. Yeah, people back at home, Third Gate Water Cash on Venmo if you want to help people help these guys buy water for hikers. Big views every corner. Such big views all day. Also means exposed all day, no shade. I have made it 100 miles. Just like 25, 50 to go. And then another 2,700. And then climb Katahdin. And then I'll be done. Heck yeah. A little convenience store in Ranchita, and they actually have a little bunkhouse and shower. So I'm gonna take a shower here. It's 3 o'clock, so it's heat of the day. So yeah, I'm gonna cool off, shower, and then get back on the trail. That worked out really well. Spent like 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in that town. So it's actually not that hot now. 77. But then with the sun, you know, of course it feels much hotter, but yeah, that's way better than last couple of days where it's almost in the 90s out here. And then you have the sun, so hundreds. Probably hike at least until 10 tonight. Take advantage of the cool weather at night and be at it again nice and early tomorrow. Plains are pretty interesting. It's what I feel like the Sahara would be like, which is probably not accurate at all. But hiker behind me, hikers in front of me. So that's pretty cool. What an incredible view. This is just so cool. Got a whole gang of hikers. Does it look like an eagle?
How you doing? Good, how are you?
This is Eagle Rocks. It actually looks like an eagle. Got a whole gang of hikers.
Or maybe stop. In Russia, in front of this like huge monument, then you did like this.
Andrew's coming. I was just looking for him. I told him I wait at the first.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
No,
It's like a little meerkat
Oh,
thing.
here on this rock.
Oh,
That's what we're looking at.
that was neat. Oh yeah. That looks a cat.
I'm from Belgium, living in New York, and I said a couple years ago I was never going to do the PCT, and here I am trying to do the PCT. My least favorite part was the flat section right before Scissors Crossing. Was pretty hot when we got there. Everything else pretty good.
I'm Glenn from Austin, originally from Granbury, Texas. What I've recently learned is that you should always dig your cat hole before you go to bed, because you know, you never know what's going to happen the morning of.
Close calls?
close calls.
Alright, yeah, kinda.
My name is Emil and I come from Sweden.
Sweet.
About America, that you can see your shit when you shit in the toilet.
Well, you can't. Well, how does that work in Sweden?
It disappears directly.
My name is Brendan Newell, or Buddy, as they call me. I'm from Toronto, Canada. Everything. Meeting the people. It's all about the people.
Yeah.
You know, the trail angels you meet, the people you meet on the trail, you know, they all help you along the way, and without them, you wouldn't make it. So, I wouldn't have made it this far.
My real name?
Sure, your real name.
Hawkeye, or Andrew. I'm from near Toronto, Canada, and I'm here with my cousin, Buddy. Oops. The heat and rattlesnakes, and now mostly the heat. I haven't even seen a rattlesnake.
What time is sunset?
Whoa, look at this tree. Wow. So a lot of old growth, gigantic trees in here. Didn't expect that. Can't get over these trees. Wow, running water. About a mile from Warner Springs now. This section has been really cool. Really big views. Eagle Rocks was awesome. Seeing all those hikers was really awesome. And now this stretch with these really old growth, I think they're oaks. I'm really bad at tree identification, but I think that's what they are. Just huge, huge trees. Yeah, super cool. Plus, it's cool. It's probably upper 60s right now, so it feels great. These rabbits burst out of the undergrowth and then they just stopped. Hey, rabbits. Here's the Cal Fire station. Look how nice it is. So within Wildland Fire, people like really love to hate on Cal Fire because they just get treated way better than the rest of the federal crews. They get like hotels at night on fires. They get paid way more, 50% plus more. They get fed better. They just get treated way better. And I always thought it's like, well, you should join Cal Fire. Don't hate on them. But yeah, I am in Warner Springs now. There's a little community center right off the trail here. I'm gonna get water. Hopefully see if there's some food in the hiker box. I'm really hungry. Could use some real food. And yeah, continue on. Look at this guy crawling on my tent. It's a big one. Let's see, it's actually a foggy, overcast morning, which is pretty rare for the Pacific Crest Trail out here in the desert. And it was just sprinkling on me a little bit. So actually the humidity is really high right now. It feels like I'm back on the AT, but it's really nice. It's a very cool morning, probably low 60s. And yeah, if this can hold up, then we'll be able to make really good miles and not overheat today. This is Caliente Agua Creek. This is the only good water for the next 12 miles. Clouds are burning off now. This campsite right here. This would be a nice spot. Look at this view. Wow, look at the color on this guy. Around every turn, there's like an awesome, amazing view. This red rock reminds me of Utah. This is really neat. This reminds me of the first time I went out to Utah 7 years ago. That was my first solo trip, just 5 days, driving around in a rental car, camping, and I thought that was such an adventure, and that really kind of awakened my desire to travel and do solo trips, because it's just, yeah, there's so much freedom with it, and pretty crazy that 7 years later, you know, I've gotten to do all of these different trips, and that was just things I was just trying to like think of and imagine and hope for back then, and it's all happened and much more. See how the trail runs below the peak? This with Appalachian Trail, you'd be up there going over rocks and bullshit for no good reason. So Mike's place is up here, and you can get water. Here's the water. It's pretty windy. Oh yeah, good water. I'm not sure if that's a squirrel or a groundhog. It's really big. It's been a great day today. Probably my best day on the PCT so far. Mostly because my feet don't hurt and it's been cool. I don't think I got above 70 even during the heat of the day. I got a nap at Mike's place with the water, and the walking has been really, really easy. Yeah, got like 8 more miles to this place. It's called Mary's Place. Just someone else's kind of property that they keep water there for hikers. And then either camp there or go a little bit further. And in the morning, I can go to the Paradise Valley Cafe and get breakfast. Slept at Angel Mary's, so she maintains a water tank. That's a pretty long carry. It's about 18 miles, but actually wasn't too bad because pretty cool yesterday, and you see this morning I've got a layer on because it's cold and it's really gusty, probably 20-30 mile per hour gusts. Ton of humidity too. It's so weird. Like, yeah, feels like it needs to rain, but I don't think it's going to. But yeah, it's kind of a uncomfortable feeling. Just, I'm sticky. Same last night too. Kind of hard getting to sleep too with all the wind. I just set up cowboy camped. You know, there's no point in having my tent up and have it just be flapping in the wind all night. But Paradise Valley Cafe, It's like 7 miles up the road now. Get some good breakfast. It looks like a postcard. Alright, I'm at the intersection now. It's a mile down the road to the Pacific Valley Cafe. Kind of a famous spot on the trail for food and burgers. So, this damn gate's only open so far. I have to squeeze through. I think I'm also gonna resupply. There's a town close by. I'll just resupply there, and that avoids me having to go into Idlewild, because that Idlewild adds a lot of time. There's like a bunch of side trails and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna try and hitch, but if I can't get a hitch, I'll just walk. It's only a mile. Well, I've been here for like 40 minutes, no luck. It's productive with that time. I got an Instagram post written up, so I guess I'll walk down to the cafe and then see if I can hitch from there to the store. That shit worked out really well. Went to the cafe, hung out with hikers. It was the same hikers that I camped with last night, and then some new hikers. There's just so many, I can't remember everybody's names. And then I got a hitch immediately into town with a guy named Jack. He works for Team Rubicon, disaster relief nonprofit, and he had just finished hiking a section around Mount Jacinto. So he had his pack and all that in the back. He actually gave me some of his extra food, and I bought a little bit of extra food, so that'll be plenty to get me through this next, like, I don't know, 55, 60 miles to the next town. I worked out super well, and then he said, you know, he had time, so he drove me all the way back to the trailhead, so I didn't have to hitch again. And then there were some other hikers at the cafe that wanted to go to the store and to the trail, and he's gonna help them out too. So really cool. Like, because I didn't get that hitch this morning, that timed it just right for me to meet him and get all this done. So the trail provides. He just went right across the trail. Yeah, you see him? Look at that rattler. It's a big one. Pretty much from the road back there, Paradise Valley Cafe, all the way to San Jacinto mountain is just like 10,000 feet of climbing, but it's over a pretty long stretch of, I don't know, 25, 30 miles. So it's not that bad grade wise, but yeah, there's just not very much water. The water sources that are there, you got to climb down off the mountain, so super annoying. So I'm carrying 5 liters right now, and it's heavy. That's over 10 pounds just in water, and yeah, I'm going through about 1 liter every 3 miles. Looks like an old burn scar. Probably not that old. It's a fuzzy little ant. I'm at 7,000 feet now, going through an actual forest. This is nice. Some shade. And it's, yeah, even with the sun, it's really not bad up here. Wow. Look at this. That's where I'm going. Wow. Look at this. Looks a bit gnarly, huh? Climbing up into the cloud layer now. It's freaking windy, and with these clouds, it's definitely like an ominous feel, but should be all right. Completely socked in by clouds now. Bet this ridge would have a great view. Actually raining a little bit. Weird. Look at that. Raindrops. Wow. Looks like I'm back on the Appalachian Trail. This would not be my choice for a campsite on a windy day like this. Wow. Wow. It's absolutely incredible. Look at this view. This is so wild. Wow. It's really freaking windy. Jeez. Don't want to fall down there. Wow. I want to get through this area fast with this wind, because these are all snags. These trees are all dead, burned, fire weakened. Yeah, I do not trust these trees right now. That is one of the top killers in wildfires, tree strikes. That is Palm Springs down there. This is the first water since 25 miles, and it ain't much. It's gonna dry up pretty soon. This is a hard day. It was 32 miles with 8,000 feet of gain. I'm tired. Eat and go to bed and get to town tomorrow. So making my way up to San Jacinto, I don't know how to say it, but this forest is amazing. These huge ponderosa pines and another kind of tree, probably what, a Douglas fir. Yeah, it's really cool. And the pine cones here, they're gigantic. Like, this is a small one. I'll find a bigger one later, but there's some that are like the size of my head, which is pretty nuts. It's nice to be in forest. The soft pine needles, that's my favorite kind of trail to walk on. Yeah, my throat kind of hurts today, and it was hurting yesterday and the day before. And I was thinking it was the dry air, but now I don't know if I'm getting sick. It's really hard to tell when you're pushing your body this far that, like, are you getting sick or is it just cold outside or is it just hot, you know, trying to tell whether your body's running a fever or if it's just because you're outside in the cold and the heat. But I'll be able to get to town tonight, stay with my friend 50 Cal from the CDT, stay with her parents. So reassess then. So the trail up to the peak is actually an alternate. It's not the official PCT, but this and like Crater Lake and some other places, you know, most people will take. So it's another like 2,000 feet up to the peak, and then it's all downhill from there. There's running water. There's a ton of people on the mountain today.
You don't want to use our park on a fast one. You want to host it on a fast.
What a view. This is just a tiny taste of what it's going to be like in the Sierras. Like not even close, but a tiny taste. I think this peak is at 10 something, so decently high in elevation. 2.7. Look at this tree. You can fit inside of it, and it's still alive. Looks like, yeah, this is fire damage. Okay though, but I gotta go. I can't take long breaks today. Ugh. Some snow here still. This is super cool. Absolutely worth the little bit of extra work. I ran into Ella here.
Hi.
And she's doing something really crazy this year. Tell us about that.
So much less crazy. So it like makes me feel better to run into you because it's less insane. But I'm going to be trying to go for the FKT on the PCT.
Heck, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Or like break some interesting bones trying. So.
and what's your start date?
June 15th. June 15th. Like I've now said it. So it has to be real, or you can be like, you're a liar. So
June 15th in the desert. So
it's going to be great. Just some 12-liter water carries, but very motivated by the fact I don't have to do the AT. So that will just get me through every single day. It's like, thank God I'm not on the Appalachian Trail.
That's what I think every single day too.
It's like the bonding experience for people having a bad time on the PCT. You're like, oh, thank God. We could be on the Appalachian Trail right now. So yeah, I'm so excited.
I love it. So where can people follow your FKT?
I'll be posting on Instagram. I'm at Red Riding Hood Ella. That's probably the best place.
Awesome, thanks. Good luck. Wait, yeah, stop the video. I'm almost at the peak now. That was so fun running into Ella, like Red Riding Hood. That's her trail name. Because I thought she was in Oregon. So when I saw her on the trail, I was like, what the heck? It's like that moment of confusion. Like, what's happening here? I think she had that same thought because she thought I wouldn't be climbing this peak. Yeah, she's going for the FKT. That's gonna be so hot there in the desert, but yeah, rooting her on. That'd be really cool. She gets it. And I was asking her about what kind of mileage she has to do, and she said, you know, not too bad. Just average 44 miles a day, every day. And you know, until you do this, you don't really realize how hard that really is. Like, it's taken me 14 plus hours to do 35 miles. So to do 10 on top of that, plus it's gonna be so much hotter, man, it's going to be quite the challenge. But yeah, I think she can do it. Wish her luck. It's a little emergency shelter. Made it to the top, the peak, 10,834 feet. Pretty good view. A lot of people. Hi. Cool, 2.3, and I will be back on the PCT. Well, so that was my big climb for the day, and pretty much it's all downhill, like literally all downhill from here. Over 10,000 feet I'm gonna lose. So essentially going from 10,800 up there all the way down to almost sea level. That's my day today. Wow, look at this water. Okay, now I'm back on the PCT on the Fuller Ridge Trail. And the rest of the day should be pretty easy. Behind me is the North Fork of the San Jacinto River. And yeah, being in the desert really makes you appreciate good water. Nice, cold, and delicious. Alright, well that was the last good water for 20 miles. So carrying 4 liters now. This won't be nearly as bad as yesterday. I had to really ration yesterday and was pretty thirsty, a bit dehydrated at the end because that was a 25-mile water carry with like 8,000 feet of elevation gain. So today, 20 miles and it's like, I don't know, 8,000 feet down now. Pretty amazing. Kind of windy too. But I am just walking along this ridge with all these cool rocks. Look at how dirty my feet are, and that's only after like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days since the shower. I'm still having to dump sand out of my shoes every couple hours. Not as much anymore, and yeah, my feet don't hurt nearly as bad. I think another day or two and they'll be good to go. So my destination is actually pretty close. It's just the interstate, where it's hard to do backwards, down there. But yeah, as the crow flies, that's maybe, what is it, 4 miles? But it's 14 trail miles. That's the price you pay for switchbacks in a nice grade, is you'll just go down these mountains endlessly. Yeah, if this were the AT, I'd be down at that road in 4 miles. And I'd be falling on my butt because of how steep it is, but it's the PCT, and I'll go down about 1 million switchbacks. Times like this, I wish I was hiking with somebody, because get a shot of somebody walking through this grass would be epic, but I can't film myself doing that very easily. Here's 200 miles. There's a more official looking 200-mile marker. Look at how dirty I am. Jeez. Here's my arms, hands. See, that's what I gotta deal with. Holy shit. Look at this guy. Middle of the trail. I didn't see him until my left foot was right in front of his head. Whew, yeah, that'll get your heart rate up. But this guy, I don't know, snakes and animals have never seemed to be bothered by me. He's still just laying right here in the trail. That's a rattlesnake. I can see his rattle. And now he's moving. I think he just realized I'm here because I'm downwind of him. Hey, back off, snake. Oh, that was wild. Yeah, my foot landed maybe half an inch away from his head as he was laying there. I'm really surprised he didn't have more of a reaction than he did. Don't want to get bit by a rattlesnake out here. That's terrifying to see at night. Just a cutout of a guy. We're just going under the interstate. Look at this. Hiker box, some shoes, tequila, there's a bunch of water.